Well, I just took a look at the field, and it seems like these grass fields both need a little bit of lime spread on them, and then we'll get some fertilizer to get them prepped for their next growing phase. But we got everything all wrapped up and baled. At this point, we're just going to do a little bit of maintenance like we just mentioned. And we got the bales all set aside and fermenting from the grass ones. And then we got plenty of hay for the sheep as well. And our money looks a little bit different, and we will talk about that in a little bit, but we want to get this done first. All right, the liming session is all complete. We got that all put away for now. Let's hop on in here, and if we can get through, hop on in here and get all sprayed. We need to empty out the herbicide and get some fertilizer in here. Now, I remember it being a little challenging to do the little field because of how big this implement is, so we'll see how that goes this time. Oh yeah, way too big for this little field, but it is our implement of choice for spraying. So what we'll do is we'll just cruise forward here and get as far as we can, and then just probably back up to do the other side. Just gotta avoid hitting this tree on the right, which we did pretty cleanly there, and just turn like so. Yeah, and that spot, let's shut it off for now, but that spot we'll try to have to back into, or I guess we could try doing this way. Ooh, that'll do it. Perfect. All right, shut it back off. Try to back out here. Work our way back to the other side of the field. We can avoid the tree without having to close this. Perfect. Now we'll turn it back on. Just get this other little section sprayed over here. And out of completionism. Is that a word? Completionism? We'll go ahead and do that and get stuck and all done. Now we'll head on over to the other field. We'll go ahead and fold it up before we do that so we can fit through by the semi and get it sprayed over there. And I always like to do the lime first because then I can see exactly where I've been by making all the lime disappear by spraying it with fertilizer. That's the way we do things. And away we go over here in this, gosh, this is broken record, but what an amazing piece of equipment. And what I'm going to do here as well is get as close as I can to the vines so we can start taking care of fertilizing those as well right now. And that little strip of lime not going away is always hilarious to me. A little farther over here. Yeah. Look at this multitasking. Cruise the rest of the way this direction. And then we'll do the other side of the vines. And probably have to get the little sprayer out to do the middle row that we're unable to reach with this implement or piece of equipment here. Cruise right to there, turn it back on, and do the same. And get a little extra spraying on the wheat, I guess. Hopefully that doesn't harm anything. And done. Let's go ahead and take a look at our tablet and see what that did here. Fertilizer selected. Yeah, so just that little skinny row there we'll have to get. So we'll fold this up and go switch out to the Landini. Get that taken care of. And then I think we also need to probably mulch and cultivate the vines as well. And we'll see if we can guess the right lane here, or the right row in between the vines blindly. Let's just take a look here. I'm guessing it's going to be this one right here. So we'll go ahead and turn that on. Pause for a second and take a look. We did it right. All right, let's cruise through here. What's confusing to me is why are we getting double state on that, but not on this, on that other implement? That must have that mod enabled where it's a double application of fertilizer. But we'll have to do this again in probably May. But I definitely think we should get rid of take care of the mulching in April. All right, that's all done. Let's get this put away. And then I think my truck was delivered here. So we'll go get the truck, hook up to this trailer here, and we're going to move some yeast. And, well, just watch this clip. You'll understand. So nice to have the truck back to be able to drive this around instead of the telehandler. But you can see in the clip there, we do have our distilleries back, and we went a little overboard. We got 4 of them. We also have 4 yeast factories, and that should be enough to feed each other. But we're gonna have to produce a lot of goods, so we'll let these all populate here. And I did want to take a look at the production, and this one's gonna go away eventually. But if we go down here, we'll let this just kind of run out, and then we'll get rid of this yeast factory and get the other ones all populated. But that should be everything. Yeah, everything that was going to spawn. We have 9,000 pieces. We'll have to head on over and distribute these in the new distilleries evenly. And then we got to get some water over there, some maple syrup, as well as some barley. And I think that's all we have in the silo. We'll get a lot of barley and wheat here in June to really get the productions going. Just want to make sure we had a little bit of whiskey being produced while we wait for these crops, because this did set us back, but I think we're going to be fine. But we're at to find a location to drop these off, get the telehandler over here so we can move them around to the exact production we want each of them to go to. And this will be the moment of truth to see if I gave myself enough room to drive around in here. Seems pretty good so far. Oh yeah. All right, so let's do this. We'll drop these here. We'll get the truck out of the way. We'll go get some maple syrup as well. We'll start getting stuff prepped over here, and then we'll distribute it and move it around and all that. We've had a lot of maple get produced over the last few months, and this will be more than enough to get us started. Let's head back over there, drop it off. All right, we got all that put there. Let's get some barley. We'll have to get some water as well, and that should be it. All right, here's the telehandler. Now let's see if this can actually pull it all the way there. It looks like we're stressing out the engine a little bit by overextending it. I figured we'd kill 2 birds with 1 stone by driving this down there. We can get at least one of the distilleries populated with barley. And the yeast factories are they're just gonna kind of sit there until we harvest the grapes again, and we'll evenly distribute them there. And we do have a good amount of sugar we could move over there for now, which I'll probably do that in a month or so, probably when the grapes are ready. Whoa, 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 getting a little out of control there. I don't think we'll pull this trailer with the telehandler again. And I'm gonna go to the farthest one first, just to keep track of what we're doing. We'll head on over here. Oh yeah, plenty of room to work in here. This is well done. All right, let's drop the barley off here, see how much it'll take. 525 bushels. Yeah, and I might have made a mistake. How much do we even have in stock? Oh, we got plenty. No mistakes here. I am gonna pull this around here and pick it up with another tractor to get the other 3 filled, but we'll also go ahead and drop it there for now and start moving some of these goods. Try to do 1 of each everywhere to begin with, and then just kind of distribute them from there. There we go. Oh my goodness. Are you supposed to see what you're doing? Mad respect for people that can handle these like pros. We did get a hold of 2 there. Oh, we lost the maple though. So we'll go ahead and cruise over here, get some yeast going, and get that in all the facilities. And here we are filling up the last of the whiskey distilleries. Well, alcohol factories, really. We can get out here. The only thing left to do is get water, and then we can get all 4 of these turned on. And doing a little bit of a tour here. You know, it's not much to look at, but, you know, 4 facilities mirrored here, kind of. And then we have our original productions that have always been out here with the needle and stitch and the spinnery here. The swirling spindle. And then we have our paper pallets production and 3 of the yeast factories over here. And we got all of our fences and cameras and lighting everywhere to keep it secure. This land was perfectly flat. I don't understand why it did that. Oh well, we'll live with it. So over the last few months, I've been really, debating if I was going to stay here in Montana or just go to full-time in Iowa. And I think I've made up my mind that I'm staying in Montana. And the main reason for that is whoever's behind all of this bad luck and sabotage, really, that's been going on here isn't going to scare me away. We're going to stay here. We're going to deal with it. We're going to prosper. We're going to, as you can see, become more and more profitable as we're going to be producing a ton of whiskey. And we have a lot of orders. We got to fulfill those orders as well. So I got a little delay, explained to some of the distributors we're working with on what happened, and they're understanding of our situation. We got a little bit distributed from Iowa. Not a lot of barley left there to really take care of. And for the most part, we're just not going to worry about that. And the reason we're not going to worry about that is because the land has now been leased out to another farmer to take care of, as we are going to primarily focus here for the time being. But what I'm going to do next, we have our semi back here, so we're going to jump in that and head on down to the store. I think it's time to purchase a decent-sized water tank so that we can, you know, fill it up once and fill up all of those productions a lot faster. So let's take this down to the dealership. I did give them a heads up to find out what they had available to us, and we should be getting something pretty nice. All right, we made it to the dealership. Let's go ahead and have a little conversation here and see what they have available for us. And for $34,000, they have this huge, it holds over 1,000 gallons of water. Huge tank. So we'll take it down to the river. That's where we've been filling up, and we'll then get that to the distilleries, and I'm hoping only one trip is enough to fill those up. I don't remember how many gallons we can store there, so we'll find out together. One of our key ingredients to our whiskey is our natural river water here in Montana. Just get this straightened out here. There we go. And we should be good to just refill from there and drive home. Oh, 13,000 gallons. Yeah, not just over 1,000. 13,000 is what it holds. Let's see if we can climb up this hill and get out of here. Gosh, I loved looking at the facilities from here. It looks great. All right, this will be interesting. Let's see about cruising around in here. Another check to see if we gave ourselves enough space. And I believe we should be able to just kind of cruise in here at an angle and go like this and drop off some water here. And if this is at like 75% when it's full there, then we're good. Otherwise, yeah, we'll have to do multiple trips. That's okay. How much does this hold? Well, I think 13,000 gallons in each is what we're gonna do. And the last one getting filled up, and we did remember as we went to activate all of these that we need some wood chips. So we'll get this pulled aside and get in the telehandler, get the bucket attached again, and get some wood chips moved over. And then we'll be ready to rock and roll on whiskey again. I think this would be a good spot to store this for now. There we go. And just hook up to the bucket here, and then we'll have to cruise outside the gate. This was one of the downsides to adding the extra layer of security. Is a little bit more driving we'll have to do. All right, there's one bucket. We'll get these all dropped off, and we'll be all set to finally move on to mulching the grapevines. Just cruise on up here. And we can dump right about there. Should be good. Excellent. All right, all those productions should be well on their way to producing two types of whiskey for us, the maple and the regular original whiskey. Let's go ahead and park this here and head on back to the farmyard, get the Landini all set up to the mulcher and cultivator, and get those vines all prepped because we need a lot of grapes to make a lot more yeast. So we got this all set up, and I believe I have the cultivator on the back. Oh, look at that. I didn't know that was a thing. That's pretty cool. I don't even know how I'm doing that. We'll go ahead, cruise up here, and this is always a thing I just don't know. Do we do the outside one? I guess we do. I guess we do. All right. Get these both lowered. And we should just be able to cruise straight here now. And that seems to be doing what we want it to do. Doing some mulching up front, cultivating in the back. Make sure we're as close to the vine as possible to give it as much of an effect as possible here. Pretty good. Oh, one of the most tedious tasks, in my opinion. And yes, speed override is required, in my opinion, on this. But we got it all mulched, all cultivated. Should be good to get a really good amount of grapes this year. As expanding this is probably a wise idea, but I don't think we necessarily have an option to do that right now, especially since it's not the right time of year. It might be, actually, but we're not going to. And all done. Let's get this stuff put away. And there is a land auction that was going to happen here in town soon that I want to take a look at. Now, looking at our map, fields 1, 8, and 6, they're all part of this auction. And, you know, from time to time, people don't pay their bills and their land gets seized from them, and some lucky person gets to go to the auction and potentially get it for less than it's worth. So that's our goal. What's our hope? Ran around forever looking for my truck, but I found it. So we're going to head on over there, see what's going on. It's supposed to start here in about 20 minutes. And I'm hoping not a lot of people are interested. So apparently the dealership is hosting this, but I wanted to come take a look at the land first. So we'll park right here. It's like we've got some soybeans growing in this field, which is unfortunate for that owner. This one over here doesn't have anything planted in it yet. Looking good, though. Let's go take a look at the last one. And some poplar over here. I think we might cultivate over this if we get this field. I think I'll keep the soybeans, so that'd be good money. Poplar, yeah, we don't have any use for that. And then, you know, we need some corn in the ground. So it'd be nice to have those two fields for corn. And did that just appear? Was that there a second ago? Stuff's growing crazy. Look at that. All right, we got just a minute or so. Hopefully we're not too late to this. Let's head on over and see what's going on. Ooh. That looks like Ken's truck. This ought to be interesting.
We're going to start the bidding at $200,000.
Chris will take it. Aye.
Do I have 250, 250?
Ken will take it.
All right, 250 it is. Do I have 275?
275 right here.
275 going once.
300.
Oh, what is Ken doing? What is Ken doing? That's a lot of money. I'll do 325.
350.
I'll take it for 500,000.
500,000 going once, going twice. Sold to the Sox, way up farm.
Well, that was strange, but we just spent 500,000 on those 3 fields because I didn't like the way Ken was looking at me every time he was bidding, and probably gonna come out here in a second. This is really awkward.
Hey, Chris.
Hi, Ken. What's going on?
I don't understand why you bid that much.
I don't understand why you bid that much either. I want the land.
You need to get out of town.
Why? What do you mean I need to get out of town?
Everything bad just keeps happening. Since you've been here, you've been arrested. You had your distillery taken away from illegally selling alcohol, and then someone burns down your building. And then now you're just going to take all the land here. Was that your agenda to begin with?
What do you mean someone burnt down my building? What do you know about it? Do you know that someone caught it on fire?
I mean, it's pretty obvious that that's what happened.
I don't think it is. What if a machine blew up inside, you know, malfunctioned and it burned down? What do you know about it?
Oh, you're just reading into it. I don't know anything about it. I need to get out of here. But you need to move away instead of buying up all the land and taking it just for yourself.
You had an opportunity to outbid me. I definitely think I spent too much on it, but I'm going to make a lot of money off of it, and it is what it is, Ken.
Yeah, I get it. Good luck.
Well, that's suspicious. He knew a little bit more than he should have. I mean, I guess he could just be guessing, but I don't trust him. That was an interesting interaction. I know he hasn't liked me since the whole prison thing, but this is getting out of hand.